Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Sylens. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. My old spear. Rust helped me make it. When I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. But Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away.
I was thinking we could spar for a bit. Aloy. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tenakth something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a Sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint. Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes,
You look like you have something on your mind.
we're going to war soon. And war is something but the more of every voice I hear, it makes me realize just how much life was fighting for that gift. If we fail,
Helps to know you're not alone.
for a moment there,
I don't know what you're talking about. Thoughts on our new Zenith?
I'd say she's more like a cold piece.
She's... What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. Last time I spoke with Gaia, I asked her, and she brought up data you found on something. From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more.
That sounds... Read anything interesting lately?
I found out apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort cleanse their aura. Me, I think.
Have you talked to any of our new...
Erend and I tried but apparently...
Charming. How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you, but he never truly succumbed to discuss that Oseram's stubbornness.
Have you met our new Quen guest?
I could barely keep... Varl gave her a new... Though when he told... She turned so pale. We showed her to the... She hasn't left the place.
That sounds like Alva. You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. In this case, a very loud...
Is there anything I can help with? Are you okay?
You and Varl were friends.
I like to think so.
I was wondering...
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He spoke...
She's the war chief, best warrior the tribe's ever known. She could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. I feel silly.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I would have liked to see her try. Maybe I can meet her someday.
I think that can be arranged. You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike? I was hoping it... No such luck.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Apparently the old called it meat. You'd think we have enough...
So, how does warriors...
By holding when our fields, but plain... In the end, the Utaru, in exchange, a veteran. This custom, but some...
I believe I've... Couldn't have been easy.
My grandmother... I moved to when the Red Raids but the injured kept... One day, I woke up to... I rushed there with the smell of burning...
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to demand that we take... I was denied.
You said you set out to fight...
I did. News of... Before I knew it. We knew we could, but we also knew that we ambushed, sabotaged their supply...
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their... We chased the...
You called your...
To all live... I tried...
You said you were at Baron...
Tenakthmar, then attacked. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was... not something I like to remember. When all the our enemies I went back. It didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came. I could either...
I'm glad you I have to go.
I'll make sure Aaron doesn't punch Sylens in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
You flew? Kotallo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have... Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost.
Oh, and there's still something I could use your help with, if you have a moment.
I suppose you saw that Tilda...
I almost every divine, but now that I don't know if I'm probably both.
You want to dip?
A diviner has, but maybe it'll...
Any more data?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, but Sirius is... And we thought journeying across... The sheer calculations needed for space...
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to... Where I grew up, from a fire lit by... So...
Yes, the most... An entire... There's... But still...
And deadly. You sure... I know things...
Why not if...
Guess the more... Are you okay?
I was one... She...
Don't worry. The Zeniths.
If you...
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This...
He is. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us.
Oh.
You know that...
Are...
Yeah. How are you holding...
Varl's... I didn't. Zoan... But...
They need time to sort through it.
And what about...
I don't know. I am at...
It's funny. Not that... I mean... You are... But even so... You're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And it's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive.
You are no...
Have you spoke?
A little bit. And she...
You should ask.
Maybe.
We won't let...
Everyone's...
And you?
Nervous?
Don't worry. You mentioned there was something you needed help...
Yes. I found reference. It's called Leviathan. A sprawl... The legacy reveal... But... It's in San...
Another pharaoh?
No. So, the legacy... If we can... Every year with Leviathan...
Okay.
That's the thing. But... Would you come with me? You're much better.
Of course.
Thank you, Aloy.
You said you owed me...
Right. He was an imp... As such, he sponsored me and him. He took a special whom we considered...
Ted Pharaoh, Rick.
I know better now. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent, in fact, many... So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might... If only we could find the right data in... Perhaps we could roll... The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured in. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions, and the Emperor, one who wields the living embodiment. It may seem strange, we really believed he would save us. We had no...
You said what happened?
We scored, and that was once we landed, and we struggled to... There were bright, but he became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CO became was a complete perversion of what principal diviners stand for.
I need to wrap up a few things.
I'll...
And, like I said,
I appreciate it.
I'm, gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that? All right, people. I need you up in the control room, right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location, undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly, from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Sylens is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
Okay. Almost time to go after Beta and Gaia. Might be good to check up on everyone first.